Banks, Hilton, Kosa, Noah, Vlismas, Taylor, Rubinowitz, Gola. Bafunny Bafunny, the odd-shaped ball.
Now we're joined by one of those comedians, John Vlismas, in studio, who not only won a South African Comedy Award, he also was a finalist in the 2008 Yuck Yuck's Great Canadian Laugh-Off. And here he is. He's going to keep us laughing all morning.
Hello.
Good morning.
How are you today?
Good. How are you, John?
I'm well,
I haven't seen you in ages.
It's not often you get to be on top of a skyscraper at dawn in Cape Town.
At dawn, no,
it's
of course
lovely.
not. And you guys were gigging last night, or partying
of course,
in Cape Town?
gigging, not partying, gigging, and then interviews everywhere.
Yes,
so it's been lovely.
Of course. Now, tell me about Bafunny Bafunny.
Right, so basically the question was asked, if comedy was a national sport, what would the team look like? Well, it's not pretty.
Yeah, we saw that from the footage.
No, well,
yes.
you can see that it's not. No, comedy's not pretty generally. And we have jackets, all the matching jackets, so that makes it official.
That's official.
Which is important. What we're missing though is a sex scandal, some kind of rude videotape,
and someone who can't sing the anthem.
Someone who can't sing the anthem, and the doping scandals.
Oh yes, because you guys all get drug tested afterwards.
Well, there's a sniffer dog.
There's a sniffer dog. Can we send Bob?
Crack.
We've got our own presenter who's a French bulldog named Bob.
Only in Cape Town.
Yeah.
You've got a presenter who's a French bulldog.
Yes.
Isn't that against like the quota rules that you're employing foreigners over locals? Where's this Afrikaans bulldog?
He was born in South Africa. He was born in Pretoria. Does that count?
I think so. I think then you can avoid xenophobia if you're born locally.
Yes. So
Does he
we'll
bark
introduce.
with a French accent?
He does. You'll meet him a bit later. He's sleeping in a bit.
Do I have to? It's very early.
He's at 6 o'clock.
For bulldogs?
Yeah. Well, a French bulldog. But anyway, so you started this, you've all got jackets.
Right, so we did that, there was a selection, and then there was a photo shoot, and then we started playing arenas, and then they were full. It was crazy.
Is it funny?
Yes, it's a comedy show, so by definition, it's hilarious.
Yes.
Especially if it goes into overtime, which is unusual for comedians. I got a penalty at the last show, which was a bit sad. I think I used a K word. Yeah.
Not the Darren Scott K word.
Kill,
kill.
Is also a K word,
yes.
But it was a minor penalty, so that was fine.
So what, do you have a ref that runs on stage when you guys get a bit overboard?
We don't, but we have a coach, Mark Banks,
yes.
who's very qualified in that regard, and he's less funny than the coach who was at the World Cup of rugby.
Oh.
So that's interesting.
And do you also have like refs that are unbiased, like Bryce Lawrence?
We like to think, well, we don't. We like to think of the audience as the ref.
Yes.
And then they scream or shout or...
Boo.
Or I think it's called put you in touch. I think that's the term.
That probably is the term.
I don't know anything about rugby, to be honest with you. I played it for a couple of years, and I still don't know why the man in the middle kept stopping everyone.
Oh,
I have no idea.
The centre.
Yes.
Yeah. And you guys don't kick any balls around?
No, we do backstage. If someone steals your material, then they have been known to kick the ball into touch.
So there's lots of politics that go on behind the scenes.
There's quite a lot. Less than in sport, though.
Do you guys actually get on?
No, we actually hate each other. We travel in separate vans.
Yeah.
And we've never, ever... Well, that's why we work alone. Comedians work on their own.
Yeah.
You'll never see us on stage together. Except at the end, where we all hold each other's hands and bow. And the reason we hold each other's hands is that no one's going to hit anyone else.
Oh, is that what happens?
That's the only reason.
But there's some other guys on the lineup as well. Mention some
I've heard so.
Yeah, you don't want to mention anyone?
I've heard there are other comedians. I haven't seen them.
Of course, you woke up early with them. You're all sharing a hotel room.
Yeah, well, we are, and I was the first out.
Yes.
So Mark Banks is in the show, obviously.
Yes.
Barry Hilton. Stuart Taylor.
He was here today, and Mark Banks is here.
They're here.
Yes.
There is Nick Rubinowitz, Trevor Noah, Eugene Corza, and I know I'm going to leave someone out.
You are going to leave someone out, but don't worry, we'll mention everyone.
You will, hey.
And we saw the preview.
Right, and you saw the people. Luis Ogola is there.
Ogola.
He's in there.
But you guys are with us all day, and we've got a few pranks up our sleeves for you guys.
Have you?
Yeah, we're going to try and be funny.
I can't wait.
And see if we can audition for next year's Bafunny Bafunny.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm going to leave you with that thought.
I'm excited to see how you go with that.
Yes, and see maybe we could...
Maybe we'll include you in the lineup.
Yes. So it's not only John Vlismas. We're going over to our kitchen where we've got Mark Banks standing ready with Ewan to tell us more about Bafunny Bafunny. Over to you guys.
Thanks, Liz. All right, I'm here with Bafunny Bafunny teammate, Mr. Mark Banks. He's been in the comedy circles for over 20 years, and he gives a whole new meaning to the word legend. I mean, legend, Mark, we use it, we overuse that word, but you know, you give a whole new meaning to that. How do you feel about that?
Oh, terrible. I think they meant leg end, not legend. Leg end. It's just been going on and on and on. I started and I thought I'll do a few years, and then a few years became a few more years, and then I thought this is the last year. That was 11 years ago. And then 10 years ago, they said stay for another 10, 15 years, and it just went on and on and on. Yeah. And I can't stop because then I'll be found out.
And then you'll be found out. So how did you find yourself into the comedy market? Because I mean, you were born in Manchester, came to South Africa when you were 9 or something.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, you've been into my Facebook page.
I have.
Have you? Was it you? You've been stalking me on Facebook. I grew up in Cape Town. I started in Cape Town, and I went to the comedy school, which I had here, which was in this building. This used to be above the old bridge school. There was the bridge school, and then there was 5 floors, the comedy school, which burnt down tragically. And we didn't have any comedy in Cape Town for many, many years. And then I joined a touring Russian ice show, and they got me as far as the Goodwood ice rink, and they left me there. I was left there, which is my connection with Grand West, because Grand West is now where the Goodwood ice rink was originally. It was a drive-in, in fact. So this is a bit of a comeback to me in the search for my parents and my beginnings, because I think I'm from Goodwood, actually. Oh, okay, the whole Manchester thing I just invented for work purposes.
Oh, good, okay.
Because I was working illegally as a comedian when there was no comedy.
Unbelievable.
And I was 6.
Yeah. 6 years old.
6 years
really?
old.
So whatever I say was just completely wrong.
It's completely wrong.
That's
and
crazy.
the people of Thornton, thank goodness, the people of Thornton took me in and raised me. People of Thornton and Lower Mowbray, which is where I met Barry Hilton.
Okay.
As an older person who took me in there to Rapenburg Road.
I love this. Okay, tell me a bit about the team that you're working with, because I mean, as far as John just said, I mean, you guys don't really get along. Is that true?
We pretend to get along. John I don't get on with at all. I pretend to, and he's very enthusiastic, and he's very sort of, he's new in the industry, so everything's, oh, I wonder how that worked, or I wonder why they laughed at that, and is this funny? I'm like, oh, that's very funny, they'll love that, they really, really will. And it's sometimes nice to see him die. Which is, I think it's a way of embracing other comedians and showing love, watching them die, so that they really, really learn.
That's so sweet of you guys.
It is.
It is, really.
It is, and I think the only way you learn is by dying. I think the only way one grows in comedy is by dying in front of an audience and learning and testing. I mean, you must have experienced that with some of the guests you've had. No, where you've gone, oh, better not get another one of those ever again, where they're just plonkers. You just think, oh, this is going to be so wonderful, you know, rake neerklang in the kitchen, and it's just a complete disaster, isn't it? Where you go to a 4-minute commercial break, and you come back, rake is gone, and now they've got now they've got Ilana Mayer. They've got Ilana Mayer in the fridge, and that didn't work either. That was a complete disaster. I remember that morning one where breakfast TV actually eXpresso, is it?
eXpresso. You're on eXpresso this morning.
eXpresso.
Yes. Yeah,
I got that. Unbelievable. I haven't seen or heard the word pick and pay for at least 27 seconds on eXpresso. What has happened? Has Raymond taken back all the sponsorship?
Okay, all right, Mr. Mark Banks. That's Mr. Mark Banks.
Sorry. Pick and pay. I love pick and pay.
There we go. All right.
On eXpresso.
Thank you, Mark. Really appreciate your time being here. Right now, over to another teammate, Mr. Stuart Taylor. Kat.
Yeah, so dude, the guy that I've got with me here, he's one of the newest members of the team. He had an awesome trial run while auditioning for the team. He was originally put into the speedy position of the wing, but because he gained so much weight, they put him at prop. And he's here. He's been known to use some of his intellect to write books and all of that kind of thing.
All sorts of stuff, yes.
How you doing, Mr. Stuart Taylor?
I'm well. Thank you very much for having me at this hour of the morning.
You're used to it. You're like one of the veterans of eXpresso. You've been here at least 2 times before.
I have. I actually just hang around outside waiting to be invited in.
I've been wondering because
that is me in the black car.
There's been little fires being made at the corner of the street. And I saw something that looked like you. Yeah.
Yes,
but it's good to have you here. And I don't know if I want to tell the South African public this. I think he's a pretty bad father. He had his kids out last night pretty late at a party. Like, what's up with that, dude?
No, it wasn't. Don't say it like that. It was like dinner. I had dinner at my sister's house. That's all I did.
Is that the excuse?
Yeah, that's the excuse, and that's why they're not up this morning watching me.
Right.
So
right.
There we go.
They now have given you a real reason why they don't like to watch you on TV.
Wow, you're such a charmer at 6 o'clock in the morning.
No, I'm just playing around with you, man. I'm playing around with you. But it's good to have you guys doing this. I think it's good for the country's morale, especially at this time.
It is. Laughter is the best medicine, that's what they say. So we are here to make you laugh. We did it in Durban, we did it in Joburg. Great reception in those 2 cities. And now Cape Town, it's your turn, finally.
Do you feel better being back home because it's home ground advantage and people find the accent lekker funny?
You know what, it's kind of that is kind of true. But truth be told, I've been touring a lot this last year, so SA kind of feels like home ground advantage. You know what I mean? I've just been spending weeks on end in the other cities. But at the end of the day, Cape Town is home, and so it's always, I guess the good part for me is that I get to go home after the show.
Which
as
is a good
opposed to a
thing.
hotel room. So
Yeah, because I was
that's
wondering when John said, yeah, they were out gigging, partying last night, and you...
I was not.
This is largely because of the fact that you're
Yes, I'm not allowed to, basically. I
not
have a wife, and she tells me I'm not allowed to go out. That's basically
sign
what it
those
is.
forms. There's a little,
Yeah,
I'd
yeah.
like to do this and do
Yes,
that.
I could not find the release form yesterday, so...
You actually wrote a whole book about that.
I did. The book's called Learn a Husband, as you know, coming out very, very soon. So, and maybe I'll talk a little bit about my wife in the show.
Really?
Yes, maybe. Just a bit.
On the
Just a
shows
bit.
that she's not there, right? Obviously.
Of course. She's
You
there
wouldn't-
Saturday, so then there'll be a very different show.
You wouldn't want to be in trouble like that.
Yeah, yeah.
But tell me about, I mean, who are the divas in the team? Because I'm sure there's like, you know, these star players, you know, I'm the funniest guy, that's why I get paid more, because I'm funnier. You know, like, do you have those
Do some people get paid more?
You didn't know?
Are people getting
John-
paid for the show?
They don't? That's what John told me. John
They
told
said
me...
it's just for like, wow, you know, it's for pride and for your country. No. I want money
Yeah,
now.
because John told me Loiso Gola and Eugene Koza submitted
getting-
some other accreditation forms and they get 2 extra, you know, zeros.
This is terrible. I'm gonna definitely go to the CCMA on this one. I was gonna make some kind of offside comment now, but no. No, you know, I think yeah, John and Mark were talking about the fact that no one gets along. Truth be told, it's just the two of them. They a little click on their own on the side. The rest of us all having lots of fun. You know, lovely time.
They must just get over it.
Drinking tea. It's beautiful.
Old men and weird-looking men. You know?
Crazy.
John,
Crazy.
Mark, get along. Just, you know, get over it. Anyway, so we'll be right back after this break. More Bafunny Bafunny on eXpresso.
Stay with eXpresso and SABC3.